Hello, hello. Welcome to the Susie B channel. I am trying out this live as a test. It is 2:30 a.m. on a Sunday, December 28th. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful Christmas. And if I don't see you again, Happy New Year. So let's see. So far, so good with everything. I ran an update and I just want to see how well everything is working. So hopefully everything is working good. We'll see how long it works for. Okay, so I've been all over the YouTubes today, watching a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and Mike, you go to bed. What's that? What's that? What are you doing up so early? Wait, for you it's 4 o'clock, right? 4:30. You're just getting up for work, huh? What are you doing up? So yeah, I've been gardening lately, and what else have I been doing? Oh, I got the studio all set up for painting, and pretty soon, like really soon, like maybe even later on today, I might paint something for a little bit. Oh, it's 3, so we're only an hour apart. Gonna go feed the moo-moos, huh? Nice. You know what? I never asked you how many cows you feeding in the morning. Like, are they all like in a barn or something, or are they outside, or? Damn. So you're basically pulling in the semi truck, and then you're like just dumping all the feed out there, or that's a lot. How long does it take you to feed that many? That's a lot. That's a lot of livestock, huh? So yeah, I ran an update. What I did was I think it was maybe the Chrome app on the desktop here, and it told me that I needed to update it, right? So I had to like delete the old one and then install a new one for Chrome, the Chrome platform. And I don't know if that fixed the darn glitch on my desktop. Hopefully it fixed it. So in the barn, yeah, they're in the barns outside of wherever they want to hang out. 6 or 7 hours? What? Damn. I didn't know it took that long. Holy moly. Well, shoot, you got 700. Dang. Well, good morning to you, Mike. You got your coffee ready? Cheers. I made me a vanilla coffee with some whipped creams, some caramel drizzle, and some chocolate drizzle, and some cocoa powder. So, the kind you like, the diabetic coffee. No, diabetes coffee. Dang, 6, 7 hours. That's a long time. That's a long time. So I was just watching a quick video on Cleopatra. So I guess she supposedly had a sister, right? A little sister. So when Cleopatra was, the end of her reign, her supposedly her sister in the stories took over. But there's been an archaeologist, a new one out in Egypt, and they may have found that burial site, and they said that it wasn't her little sister, was her little brother. It seems, and well, okay, so the bones that were found belonged to an Italian boy with deformities. So that's kind of interesting. I thought that was really interesting, and since there was so much inbreeding in the family, she could have had maybe a few deformities, maybe even a goiter with an overactive thyroid. And she may have been constantly trying to invent jewelry to maybe cover her goiter, like in the throat. It makes the throat kind of swell. And the makeup part, she was always researching makeup. And she may have been trying to cover like bulging eyes or over prominent eyes. I thought that was really interesting. So that was just kind of interesting about a little bit of Egyptian history. Banana nut cream coffee? Oh my God, where'd you get that? Dang. That sounds good. Aricino, yes, that one. Arnice, Aricino. Yeah, she was like just a teenager when she was taken away. And but they're saying that she was really a boy. That the bones are showing that it was an actual boy. But and he was given like a royal burial, right? So they were hiding him for some reason, which was weird. I'll have to probably go back and watch it again. I actually did watch the last part of it and tried to absorb that information because that was kind of confusing. But yeah, they think that she may have had to be using the medicinal properties from the opium flowers or the pods, to probably like she may have been in pain, and she may have been having to use the lotus flower, which is like this blue flower that will make you feel a floating sensation if it's steeped in wine. So yeah, that's interesting. So she may have been battling like a lot, like chronic pain. Hey, Sovereign brother, how you doing? Go to bed? You go to bed. You know me, I'm always up at this hour. Shit, I'm always up at this hour. Sovereign Squatch, how you doing? Long time no see. Yeah, I've always in memory of the D-Man. Your guess is as good as mine. What happened to him? He just fell off the face of the earth. Maybe one day he'll come back and say hello. How have you been? How the heck are you? Yeah, have you ever looked into that history with the Cleopatra, the story of Cleopatra? I kind of just stumbled upon the video and I thought it was real interesting. That was after watching a movie called Harmony. Has anybody seen the movie Harmony? Oh my God, it's like it's I guess it would be categorized into maybe science fiction. A really good movie. For some reason, the video that I saw of the movie, it was listed under what was that darn word? Shoot. Prominence or something like that. But that's not even the name of the movie, but that's what it was titled as. And then it wasn't until after I watched the movie, I went and read the comments, and somebody stated in the comments that that movie was actually called Harmony. So really good. I thought it was good. You have no idea. Clint, is that the Halloween Clint? Hmm. Well, welcome to the Susie B channel. Nice to meet you. Hopefully you're doing well. Happy weekend to everybody. Really? It's even more tyrannical. Oh, well, nice to see you, Clint. How are you doing? How have you been? Yeah, I've been kind of watching. I don't know if any of you have watched like any of those Glitch in the Matrix stories about people submitting their experiences, and I've been watching quite a bit of those the past couple days. Today, I kind of took a break from it for a little bit and changed um, my interest over to well, uh, what was it? Oh, basically back to hiking and exploration and stuff like that. So try to change it up a little bit. Dorkfish, you calling me dorkfish? Thank you, thank you. Are farts still taking flight? Of course they are. You've been busy with stuff, Clint. Aw. Did I abandon the UFO and Bigfoot? I definitely abandoned Bigfoot. UFOs, I never really was into that. Sovereign Squatch. I just got too deep into the Bigfoot stuff, and it was kind of wrecking me. So I came to a realization that it was a waste of my time, and a lot of the answers I was seeking will probably never come to light. And I just recently actually discovered in a video I watched through some of those videos where they were talking about glitches in the Matrix. A man who was a tracker actually called the Bigfoot feral people, because they're the ones building the structures, they're the ones with the sticks and doing all the things with the sticks, and those are people you don't want to mess with. So that kind of gave me a little closure as far as wondering about what they are. It doesn't even matter anymore. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks, actually. I decided for myself that I just wasn't going to jump into that rabbit hole any further. Yeah, I know. UFO stuff, I was into that too, but a lot of the stuff with just looking at bouncing balls in the sky, that's not really exciting anymore. It's like everybody has that footage, and it's kind of boring. It's just doesn't do anything for me. It's still interesting, and but I don't put a lot of thought into it anymore. So it's just like I see crazy lights outside my window. I saw a few the other night, just kind of like flash in the sky, but it could be a meteor or whatever. I don't give it too much thought. It's just like, oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty light. But I don't really give it too much thought anymore. I have been stumbling across the Hat Man though, and other people's experiences with the Hat Man, and it, I don't know, it just kind of like crossed my path, the Hat Man again. But I thought that was kind of interesting hearing other versions of experiences of that. The UFO stuff got old because I've seen too many of them. It's regular for everyone. If you simply look up and pay attention, right? Yeah. But what can you really do about it? Everybody's all fixated on that freaking comet, meteor, planet, spaceship thing that has two tails and it's like swirling. And the natives are saying that that's the return of what is it supposed to be called? The return of the star people? And everybody has their version of what they believe it is, and you know, there's just a lot of energy towards that thing right now, and I'm not really paying too much, but I'm paying attention. I'm just not like pouring a lot of energy into it. You got to stay kind of grounded. You got to kind of be like in the middle. You can't be up too high or too low. You kind of got to be like just midway. Why are you so nosy? How you doing? Let's eat. Mike, are you hungry? You gonna eat something? What's for breakfast? Do you even eat breakfast? Why are you so nosy? Says yo yo yo. No, it's just some coffee. Just some coffee. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Sunday morning. I lit the fire last night. We got a new fire pit. I just threw a few sticks in there. Wanted to see the firelight. The actual the fire pit is like this cast iron, and it's a deeper cast iron wall, and with the lid, and it's got like moons and stars that were punctured, or what is that? What is that called? Stamped out or poked through, or whatever. The star and moon designs were like, what's that? Punched out, and then they put a lining of screen. It looks cool when the fire's inside of the pit and you're looking from outside, and you can see the stars and the moon light up with the firelight. Kind of cool. Okay, so coffee. Why are you so nosy? Says, I'm okay. You? I'm doing good. Coffee is the nectar of the gods. I agree. Good God, I hate myself. 15 months. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Look at Mike's been he's been a member for 15 months. Oh my gosh. You should have that special gold cup next to your name by now. Oh, but you did something. You like restarted your membership on that day. That was weird. Fell asleep on my couch and just woke up. Oh, that's good. That's nice. Hopefully you slept well. Yeah, I appreciate the memberships. I don't know if I can give out memberships right now. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Can I give some out right now? Does it let me? Here, I see. Yeah, I can. Okay, let's do 5 now. And you too, Happy New Year to you, Severin Squatch. It's nice to see you again. It's really nice to see you again. You have a Happy New Year. All right, looks like we got, so our members right now, I just gave away 5 members. So Neslover, congratulations. JM MJ, congratulations. Stevie B. Nancy, oh, I haven't seen Nancy in a while. Wendy, congratulations, you guys. Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations. So, yeah, it's good to see you, Sovereign Squatch. Yeah, I haven't been really into the Bigfoot thing or UFO. Bigfoot for sure, not anymore. I've been getting rid of all my Bigfoot stuff. And it's just time to move on. Oh, you got the 1-year gold cup? Where is it at? Oh, you do. Let me. Oh yeah, you got that nice gold cup. Nice. Well deserved. Well deserved. So what else? So that movie Harmony. So if you guys like kind of like the sci-fi stuff, the main character in the movie, she plays a so she was born in the hospital, and her mother, while giving birth to her, passed on, and the nurse cleaned her up and put her in the the area where all the babies are placed, and they're little look like little incubator boxes. I don't know. not very familiar with the baby section in the hospital, but anyways, she was put in her little bed amongst other babies, and she ended up being a very special baby because it showed that when the nurse put her in amidst the other babies were crying and crying, and when she came in, she kind of like absorbed all the other babies crying, and instantly they were like not crying and they were happy, and then the nurse like grabbed her right away and she took her to another room, and I was like, oh great, you saw like another little baby bed, but where they bathed them, and I was like, oh, she's gonna do the baptism thing. Well, she like puts her like not fully submerged. I was like, okay, here we go, here's the baptism. She barely puts the baby in the water where her backside and the back of her head is submerged a little bit, and you see all this black ink coming out of the baby, and I'm like, oh, okay, this baby's like a special baby. So that's how it starts out. And apparently, the gal who was the main character in this movie, she was in a horrific car accident. Her and her whole family were wiped out that day. Like this was in real life. Her and her whole family were wiped out by a drunk driver. She kind of survived the wreck, but she was in the hospital and later had to be taken off of life support. But you know, she looks just like Katy Perry almost. She's got beautiful eyes. She's really light skinned, and she's just beautiful. She was beautiful. It's such a tragedy. It's so sad, and I didn't even know that until I read the comments. So yeah, if you guys want to watch that movie, go watch. It's called Harmony. And you'll know if you find the trailer on the movie, you'll see that she said she was born different, and she kind of goes into her story. But I thought it was really good. They said it was a low budget movie, but it was pretty darn good. I thought it was good. Squid Baby, yeah. So what she was doing was absorbing everybody's fear. So she is the you know, you'll see later on in the movie that she was born to absorb fear. She's the love in the world. So she absorbs the fear. She takes it from people. She takes their fear, their you know, their ache, their pain. They're like you'll see if you go watch it. It's pretty good. I thought it was really good. Just a little over, I think it was an hour and a half. But no, it was really good. I thought it was good. You probably won't watch it because you never have time to watch anything. Well, make time. Put your phone down and put the movie on. Get some coffee. Snuggle up. The weather will give you time. If it starts raining, just snuggle up with a nice hot beverage, a bowl of soup. But you know, maybe you have your reasons why you're so busy, and it may not just be your phone. That's just, you know, that's just me being silly. Hopefully you don't get offended, but yeah, you're working or gaming with your kid. Let's see, there's no nudity or actually cussing. There's just a real light type of violence in there, but you don't really see. Um, there's like one scene in there where they beat up a guy and he's kind of like bloodied in the head, but you could probably watch that with your boy. So, what was I watching? I was on the Neighborhood app earlier, and I was looking through, you know, what's going on and around me here. Um, what do I remember? Mm, I don't think there was really nothing really too One thing that's worthy of repeating, I don't believe. I did see a video on YouTube about teachers just like trying to say that they've had enough of the kids these days. Uh, First it was the nurses. It was nurses. Now it's the teachers, and I'm like, well, what's going on? And this is probably in one state or one little small town or several. Who knows how many areas in a state or several states. They didn't really clearly say where they were speaking their mind from. But one teacher said she was bullied by one of her students, and this was like a really this isn't. I don't know if it was like a junior high. It sounded like her students were like maybe fifth, sixth grade, and these kids are out of control, and some of these teachers are like losing their cool. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Oh, it's really hard to offend you? Okay. Oh, I'm not trying to offend you. I don't ever try to offend anybody. Um, oh, I did. Hopefully you did too. We had a decent Christmas here. I'm just really, really happy that, we got to spend time together, just me and my husband and my hubby. That was nice. So yeah, the teachers are losing their mind about these kids just being so unruly and rude and disrespectful, and they're like, we don't get paid enough for this, and they just like the one teacher. I think she ended up quitting like a month later. 33 days later is specifically what she said, and I'm like, why'd you even wait that long? I would have walked out that day. Especially when the faculty that was called in, I believe it was maybe I don't know if they call him the principal still, but somebody in a higher position came in, and they like didn't do anything. They didn't correct the child. All they did was send the child home with no other disciplinary actions. Just literally, they just sent that child home. And the teacher felt like she was silenced, and she felt belittled, and it made her look really bad, because it kind of like empowered the children to keep continuing this behavior in the classroom setting. So right away, what came to my mind is you need to put some military in there. Just get some military guys in there, and they'll straighten those kids up pretty fast, I think. I remember when I was in high school, but it was a continuation, because I dropped out so many times going to school. School was so boring to me. I hated it. But when I moved to Arizona, I had to go to a continuation because my credits were only worth half. In Arizona, like a credit from California was worth a half a credit here in Arizona. So I had to really get on the ball if I wanted to get a diploma. I really wasn't up, I really didn't want to get a GED. I just kind of wanted to just get it over with. I mean, I had the smarts to get it done. I just was bored with it, right? I just got bored. Like, I was creating classes for my class. Like, they'd give me a big old book, and they're like, make a class out of this. I'm like, you got it. So, I did weird stuff like that. But when I took the ASVAB, right, and I was pretty cocky about it. I was just like, I'm gonna try out for the Marines. But that guy, the recruiter, that guy, just the look in his eyes, I know would straighten out a freaking 300 kids in a room. So that's what reminded me of the military, because he was trying to, like, I don't know, he was staring me down like I was a piece of crap sitting in a desk. He was like really giving me these like vibes, like I was just a piece of chant. So yeah, the scare tactic. The prison scare tactic, that's good for unruly kids, kids that like go down the wrong path and are already stealing at like 13 and robbing and doing all that bad stuff. That's a great scare tactic to just like send them over to jail for a while and let them walk around the yard and see how they feel, see where they're going to end up later on. And hey, Henry, welcome in. Good to see you. How you doing? Prison don't always work. If the kids aren't ready, nothing will work. Yeah, and it could be extreme patience and I don't know, passive aggressiveness. I mean, maybe you have to be smart enough to think smarter than the child that's trying to disrespect you. I know that people are capable of that. You got to have a lot of experience though. So this is stuff that's not taught in textbooks. I don't think. But anyways, there's different ways, I guess, of handling it. But if I saw a military guy that's like 7, 10, 11-year-old, just the looks that they give you, that 1,000-yard stare with the little crinkle in between their eyes, shoot, that'd be enough for me to be saluting all the way home. I'm telling you. I don't know. Maybe the kids these days, nothing scares them. So I don't know. They don't really understand discipline. Welcome in, Eyes of Art. How you doing? Good to see you. Happy Sunday, everybody. So you can be a good parent or a bad parent. Your kids will grow up and do whatever they want anyways. Well, yeah. I mean, I know we all know at least one or two kids that grew up straight, right? Those are the ones that kind of walked away, but you picked on them anyways and peer pressured them. But still, you just know in their heart that they were not up for that. They didn't really want to. It made them uncomfortable, and that's not cool. Don't be peer pressuring other kids to do stuff that they know in their heart is wrong. So that's why a lot of kids are just like loners. They'd rather just sidestep all the BS and not even get involved because it's not even worth your time, really. If you can realize that back in junior high or even from elementary, you'll be pretty good. The best is to know when the kids are lying. Well, yeah, I mean, parents know their kids better than anybody. You know that the little quirks they get, the little facial expressions, it could be like a little nervous, maybe like a nervous grabbing their fingers, or maybe like a scratch in their head, or a little like tweak in their face, or their eyes get all big. Yeah, I mean, but some kids are smarter than that. They know. They know how to hide those things. Parents are still failing. Some are still. Yeah. I kind of felt for these teachers because most of them they were all women, and they were just like at their wits' end with the behavior in the classroom. Line big or small, you bust them right then, right? It's like when your cat or your dog poops in the house and you got to go rub their nose in it. You got to nip that in the bud right away, so they don't do that again. They understand. It's kind of the same thing, I guess, with children. Your ex got steamrolled. She had no clue. Oh. You're a mother of 6, so you understand? Yeah. You would for sure. Yeah, I was watching that video. The poor teachers. I mean, and it's not always the kids. Some of the teachers are rotten too. I'm not saying that there's not another side to the story. Some teachers are just flat out rude. I had an English teacher in high school, and he belittled me so bad in front of the whole class. That's why I walked out and I never went back to that classroom. That's why I had a rough time in school. I didn't just sit there and take it. I wasn't one of those. And just because I was younger than you and I was there to learn doesn't mean that you have the power to disrespect me and belittle me in front of a bunch of other kids, you know. And I always knew that that wasn't right. No matter how old I was, I didn't care. I knew that, what respect was. And just because you're younger than someone doesn't mean that you gives you the power to disrespect even a child. But I was a teenager, so yeah, I didn't put up with that, and I never did after that, and I never will. My kids better know better. Why are you so nosy? You're a dad of four? Wow. Yeah, I don't have children just for that reason, only because the way I grew up, I was always afraid that I was going to pass on the same way that I was raised, and which was really rough, really rough. And plus, the way the world is revolving now, I don't want to raise kids in this environment. Like, no, I'll try the next life. Honestly, I always think about it. How would it be to have a child? Those thoughts come to me every now and then, and I kind of get sad a little bit, but then I kind of get over it because then I look at the pros and cons, and there's more cons than there is pros. So I'm just like, oh no, just no. I don't want to raise a child in this generation, honestly. My kids better know better. Your oldest is 23 and she makes me so proud of her. My son is 20 and makes me so proud. Oh, that's awesome. Your middle girl is 14 and my youngest girl just turned 6. I couldn't be more proud. That's awesome. Do you tell them that you're proud? Because one thing my mother never told us growing up is that they were proud of us for anything. We never got hugged. We never got told that we were loved. So, those things children need to hear because not till way later, you kind of realize that these are the things that uh, they actually create a stronger bond almost, and they make you a more loving person and a person that will actually show that love to other people. But since we didn't have it growing up, like we didn't like know how to show that to other people, right? So like till we're adults, and then later, and you see the way other people show, their love for other people or affection or. And for the longest time, like I didn't like to be hugged or because I didn't really, it wasn't something I was used to. But I'm a hugger now. I'm a really big hugger. My kids saved my life. I need them here. I thank God I had them. Yeah. That's just some people's path, I believe, that kids just make your life better. Honestly, I think kids would have made my life worse. I mean, I was kind of a drifter, and having a kid being a drifter, that's not healthy, and then that's not responsible. So I mean, you do what you have to do, but still, why put your kid through that? It's like almost like people who are indigenous living on the streets, and having animals. You're like, God, you can't feed yourself. How are you going to feed that animal? But they always find a way somehow. And I think that's what parenting is about, is that you just find a way. But the sacrifices, like that's a lot of sacrificing. Your ex hauled away from me, so she dated a guy from her work in my town. It was my cousin, then she married that guy. Oh, that's horrible, Henry. I think you've told us that before, and that's just horrible. Um, especially especially in that specific way, how she ended up with your cousin. That's just that's just that's weird. I bet you felt really weird about that, huh? I'm so sorry about that, Henry. But yeah, you have told us that before. Your 60-year-old is a pistol, has a mouth on her, like a sailor. It's just like you. You mean like quick-witted? You let them know as much as you can. That's awesome. Yeah, see the thing growing up in my family, my mother she was not meant to have kids. Honestly, she was beat so bad as you know as a child growing up, and she was in a family of oh gosh, I don't know if it was 10 or 12. If it was 10, they lost a sister young, but she was the workhorse. So her duty was to take care of all the other kids. And if she wasn't doing that, she was taken out of school in second grade to go work the fields. She was the workhorse. So, and they were real hard on her. She had a lot of trauma. So, of course, she kind of continued that when we were all born. So it wasn't fun, but it is what it is. I'm over it. But that's kind of why I'm like, there's no way I'm having a family. There's that anger is still there, and that weird tendency to be angry and aggressive, and what is that physical? All that. Nope, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to do that to a child. No way. So just better off don't even have them. That's the safe way. You try to be a good dad and a friend as well as a teacher. Yeah, that's good. If you can be a friend and a parent at the same time, I think that's awesome. We never had that. I had to always ask friends like questions about things that your mother should be sitting down with their daughters to explain. I had to find all that stuff out from like friends in school, and that's not how it should be. It shouldn't be like that. Tough love, yeah. Your kids turned out finally really good, very good. That's good. Did you a favor, bro? Oh, is that your daughter? She's also above her grade level in school too, homeschooled. That's good. See, I was always above my grade too in school. They were always putting me in higher classes and higher classes, but they didn't stop. They just kept like advancing, and I was like, man, I don't want to do this. I was happy at the pace I was going ahead of everybody else. I was happy finishing before everybody else in my class. And, it was a breeze, but they kept pushing me and pushing me higher and higher. And I'm like, God, and I was just, I didn't want that. I didn't like it. And, that's why I kept dropping out. Plus, one of the teachers were, I don't know, he just didn't like me like from day one. I don't know what his deal was, but we never got along, and I was always doing something to get kicked out because I just didn't want to be there. And I don't know. It's just, and then what was going on at home. I was taking that to school, and so I just wasn't. My mind wasn't really in school usually. It was usually I just would rather be out walking in the forest, like or in the creek or just anywhere other than school, because all that stuff was boring. I thought it was boring. My children feel like you didn't want to have kids in this world, but I'm going to be a grandma of cats, dogs, rats, snakes, and Dragon Ball Z toys. That's cool. Yeah, the animals are safe. They're like they just make you happy. She does reading and math and second and third grade level. That's good. Yeah, hopefully she continues down that line. And you know, if I would have had a say in it, because they didn't ask me what I wanted. They just were like, "Oh, we think you're a little too advanced for this class. We're gonna put you in this class." Like they didn't ask me if I wanted to do it or not. They just like, we're gonna do it." And like I wish I could have said, you know, I'm comfortable where I'm at. Just can you just like leave me, you know, just don't even look at me. Just leave me where I'm at. But no. Hello, Miss Kathy. How you doing? Miss Kathy has been a member for 9 months. Thank you, Miss Kathy. It's good to see you. Oh no, no, I understood what you meant. Hey, Frankie, how you doing? Your dog Maggie is a better person than I can ever be. Oh my God. Have you guys ever seen the little buttons that they train your animal how to communicate with their owner through? It's like a whole pad that goes on the floor, and it's full of a bunch of buttons that are phrases um, or words. And God, I was watching a couple of those videos like last week, and it's just so amazing how um, you can communicate with your animal that way. I don't even know how they teach their animals to do that. It's probably a lengthy process. But there was a cat that was telling her owner that he had pains in his stomach. He kept saying like poop and then pain, poop and pain, and then she got kind of worried, so she took him to the vet and found out he had like cancer. And then she's like, "How am I going to tell him?" Because I guess there's a way that she was able to tell him, but she was really scared to tell him, and she had already lost one animal to something similar, and it broke my heart. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Just being able to communicate with your fur babies, um, and then to understand them, it puts you on a deeper level of communication with your animal. That just broke my heart. Henry says, "Congratulations, Miss Kathy." And how old is Maggie? Says, ask Eyes of Art to Frankie. Knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't have had kids, but I do so. I'm trying to set them up for success regardless of their situation and life choices they make. That's good. That's good. We were never pushed towards anything. Well, you know, I think I know my parents like they had us well not me, but like my siblings were put like in karate. Um my other sister, she was put in like a roping kind of like I don't know what that's called. They called it something. Like you know when you get on a horse and you rope the cows and then you do like you know you gallop around. Like one sister did that. The other sister was like in ballet. My brother, he was in karate and in boxing. And I got the shit end of the stick. So all I wanted to do was play the violin. But that didn't happen. What did I get to do? Let me see. So we were all putting like t-ball. You know, we had activities that we could do, but you know, none of it. We never made anything with any of that. And I think it's because of you know the way what was going on in the home. So I think that kind of disrupted our focus on anything really. I think that's what really happened. I'm doing good, Miss Kathy. Thank you. Yes, it does. It makes it like your pet is talking, and it's so freaking amazing. They can just like push a button. They can tell you they want to go for a walk. They can tell you if they're hungry. They can tell you if they're scared. I mean, it's really cool. I really like that. Whoever invented that was a genius, and it's neat. Yeah, that's what I thought too. That poor cat. You have to rescue. You have two rescue cats and the survivors out of five because they were the only ones that took to the bottle. Nibbles and Shadow. Aw. Yeah, I have a rescue. That's my cat. He's a rescue. I rescued his mom, and then she ended up spitting out like five babies. And I was like, "Oh shoot!" But we got them all fixed and adopted. We had the others adopted. Mama cat, she's just like she's a nomad. She goes wherever she wants. She's a feisty little calico. She's a little tiny thing, but she's aggressive and strong. I was like, wow, I never seen so much strength out of that size of a cat. And so we kept her son, and when she comes to visit every now and then, and she hisses at him. I'm like, don't you treat your kid like that? I'm like, but yeah, she's a different breed. I don't know. Calicos are weird. Yeah, lasso. I don't know what they called it. What that's called, but she used to ride horses and like lasso the cows. You know, like it was called Riata Ranch, so that's where she used to go. She would wear her, you know, her Wranglers and her boots and her hat, and she was totally into that. I thought it was neat. I mean, I never really cared for it, but she really enjoyed it. I thought it was exciting watching her rope in the backyard and things like that. But I forgot what that's called. I know it's like show. It's like you're showing the horse and you're riding around. You're lassoing the a calf or something or a cow or whatever it is, and I don't know. I thought it was cool. Two little girls. Nibbles is my little calico baby. She's so talkative. Yeah, the mama comes over, but I think she comes back to visit me because I saved her. But I go to try to like pet her, and she'll let me pet her like maybe twice. Then I'll go like a third time, and she'll like grab onto my hand and like bite it. Um, and she'll hiss, and I'm like, "What's your problem?" I don't know what her problem is. I'm like, all right, like I don't know what she's wants or why she's mean. She's like psychotic. She's a psycho. I'm just like, oh, whatever. I don't know. It's rodeo. Thank you. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, it's like rodeo stuff. Kind of like that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah, that's what my sister did. Your calico is a troublemaker, right? Always knocking trash can over and throwing trash in the kitchen and gets her sister in trouble. Yeah, the calicos they're different. They're different. They got definitely big personalities. Yeah, I don't know why that calico mama. I call her mama. Why she's like that? She comes and she's like, oh, rubbing your legs, and then she likes to be pet. But then when you pet her more than twice, she'll attack you. I'm like, what's your problem? Jeez, try to be nice. So I just learned that not to give your cats tuna all the time because it'll deprive them of the nutrients that they do need that they need to be healthy. So every time the mama cat would come to visit, I'd give her a can of tuna. Well, when I found her, she ate three cans of tuna. She's starving, poor thing. But I just found out that giving them tuna out of the can, for one, it deprives them of the nutrients that they need, and two, the what do they call it? Was it the mercury in the can? What's in tuna? That stuff in canned tuna, is it mercury or is it? I can't remember. It's something like that. That can also be bad, but they said once in a great while for a treat is fine, but like every day, like their constant diet, tuna is really bad. It's not good. I thought, shoot, it's fish. Like, how could it be bad? But yeah, it's not good. Yeah, that's what it is. It's mercury. You can talk to yours and she'll talk back. Or with the pigeon sounds. That's cute. Yeah, that's so cute. Yeah, the tuna. Yeah, they said the tuna from the can. I mean, unless I don't know if you guys like ever tried like albacore. When my hubby buys tuna, he buys albacore, and I always thought, well, I wonder why he does that. Maybe he knows something I don't. Does anybody know the difference? If is that like the higher quality tuna or something? Oh, my cat loves sardines. They didn't say anything about sardines. Um, Usually when I get a fresh fish, a raw fish, I'll cut pieces of that out of that, and but then they say it should be cooked. But like, wouldn't it be better if a cat ate raw fish? I mean, it's they say you should cook your fish thoroughly before giving it to your cat. I'm like, wouldn't it be better to eat it raw though? I mean, that's just my thinking, but I guess science says no. So, I mean, we eat raw, but see, our bodies are different, Susie. We're not cats, okay? We're not cats. Sometimes I feel like a cat. I'm thinking about growing my nails out to points, little points like cat nails. I think I'm gonna do some like press-ons because I have a kit to make press-ons, and I'm gonna shave them. I'm gonna file them down to points like cat claws, but short ones, not like the coffin nails. If any of the ladies know what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna see if I can like be functional with those. Because if I can, then I'll make me some. I'll make me some cat nails, but they're called coffin nails, and see if I can be functional. If they can last more than 2 days, then I'll let them grow out underneath and then shape them that way. But if not, then screw it. I'm just not made for high heels or nails. Raw salmon should be okay. That's what I thought. Salmon. My cat loves raw salmon. Oh my gosh, I used to get like salmon once a week at the store, and I'd bring it home, and boy, I would the cat. I would bring the cat inside. Shh, don't tell my hubby. But I'd cut like a little sliver. I'd just kind of like waft the salmon smell towards him, and he'd go crazy. He would go crazy. But he loves salmon. It's the breed of shoot. Smaller than blue. Some folks believe dolphins are in it. Oh, you mean the albacore? I am wrong sometimes. No, it's okay. Yeah, it gives us something to research. Oh, and some of those glitch in the Matrix videos that I was watching recently, they were talking about mermaids. And I was like, oh gosh, oh my God, I don't know. Some of these stories were interesting though. Like a guy who is a fisherman, and you guys know Sharky, right? Sharky. I call him Sharky. He's always fishing out in Alaska. But it kind of makes me want to ask him, have you ever seen anything in the waters out there? Like anything, a head bobbing up and down, some singing out there or anything? But there was like, I heard like three interesting stories about mermaids. And this one guy was a fisherman. That was his livelihood. And he said that he saw like, I think he was bringing in some fish or something. He was pulling in his catch, and he saw like a something like a shape out in the water in the distance, and he's like, "Oh, it's probably a dolphin or whatever." and then he like brought the fish in, and then he turned around and looked, and the thing was closer, and he actually saw features. He saw that it looked like a female, and then it got closer, and he said that the eyes were kind of sunk in, the skin was really pale, and he said it had jagged teeth. Um, and he said that like the boat started acting funny after that, and then he said that it started like singing. He said when it looked at him, she looked at him. She said that it felt like she was kind of looking into him in a way, and he felt he was like in a trance just staring at her. He said she wasn't beautiful, but she had the mystery of the ocean about her. And he said that was beautiful to him. That was beautiful. And whatever notes that she was saying or coming out of her mouth, he said that it was like it hurt, like it kind of hurt, and it made him feel like dizzy, like really kind of ill in a way, but it was just really interesting. And then he said, oh, he was a married man with kids, but he said that he could never get her out of his mind. And when he went home, he always thought about her, and he just couldn't get her out of his mind. He said it was just really weird. And he said that when he was being affectionate to his wife, that he felt like he was cheating on that mermaid, or that, whatever it is, whatever he called it, a mermaid. I thought that was interesting. There was some other ones. There was actually one where they told a whole story about a woman who was taken into the ocean and came back, and she had to like literally make a deal to come back, and then there was two there was conditions in order for her to come back. She had to like give her allegiance to this woman under the sea, and she couldn't get married, and she couldn't have children. And if she did those things, if she didn't do those things, she would be youthful forever. Um, she got the youthfulness, but then eventually she met some man and moved away and had a child. And she always covered her mirrors. It was a really interesting story. And then it turned out that the mother did pass away because she broke the rules, for one. And I guess she tried to explain to her daughter that she made a deal when she was younger, and her life was spared, but if she did have children, those children belonged to that woman of the water, the whoever. So she was trying to hide her child from being taken, and she said, never, if you hear voices coming from the drain, to get out of the tub right away. Don't look into the mirrors. And the day that the mother passed, the mirror broke, and when she was being buried, and the priest, they said when the priest said her name, the mother's name, that there was lightning in the distance, a thunderous, like lightning in the distance. So it was really weird, that story that was submitted to this channel, where the girl was like reading these experiences, and the actual daughter was sent in that story because she was curious if anybody knew what was happening to her, and if anybody knew the story about any of that, and she was just kind of asking for a little help or guidance. But I thought that was interesting, just really interesting. So let's see. Henry says, I'm disabled. I watch a lot of TV. Oh, Henry, you should go try. You like sci-fi, huh, Henry? I just watched a movie called Harmony. It's an older movie. I think it was 2018. I think that it came out. But I mean, I'd never heard of it, and it just like popped up in my feed, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Oh, that looks good. I'm gonna watch that. I literally watched that right before I went live. So, and then I watched a little bit of Cleopatra, and And then I was like, I'm going to test this out. Everything seems to be working good. I'm actually on my desktop. That's the whole reason why I went live, because I actually uninstalled the old Chrome on my desktop, and it told me I needed to install an updated version. So I did that, and so far, seems like StreamYard is working fairly decent. There's hasn't been any glitches in it or anything. What do you mean the age? Uh, you mean what was promised to the woman? So she was taken into the sea, and in order for her to come back, that it was like the queen of the sea, like this, like whatever she was. She told the lady, the young girl, that she goes, "Do you want to die like the rest, or do you want to pledge like your allegiance to me and return?" And she says, if you do return, because she chose to live, she goes, "There's two conditions you can never get married, you can never have children, but you'll have beauty, youthfulness forever, but you can't. She couldn't get married and she couldn't have kids." So, like I said, she eventually later on down the line, because she was really beautiful, she fell in love with the man and had a daughter. And so I think, is that what you were asking about? What do you mean just age? Are you referring to me? Yeah, yeah, Henry, I was telling you, if you want to watch a movie, if you like sci-fi, don't you, Henry? To go watch that movie called Harmony. I'm telling you, the girl, the main character, she kind of looks similar to Katy Perry, honestly. She's really pretty. You got crushed in the military? Oh man. But hey, you're still able to go out and you can do a few things, huh, Henry? You're still able to do a few things. I mean, you can't climb Mount Everest or anything, but I can't either. But you know what I mean. Oh man, I'm sorry. Says, why are you so nosy? Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. Oh, you're asking Henry about his disability. I'll check it out. Yeah. Less and less. Yeah, do all you can now. Well, you can't right now. It's so darn cold out there, and that's like not good on your bones at all. Shoot, I was feeling 4 days prior to the first rain we got here. I was feeling it in my right knee. I was like, God, it feels like, there's a storm coming. There's a storm coming. Because I've had surgery on my right knee. I had a torn ACL. And ever since then, God, I could feel a storm coming in that knee. Well, I had surgery on it. Then I busted it open. I told you guys all about that. Sorry, kind of graphic. But, and then I had to have a repair done on the surgery that was originally done on it. So, I don't know if that was why, because I haven't had any other surgeries. Well, not on my joints, but organs. But anyways, I could feel the weather coming. Like I was able to feel that storm coming. But I knew in the news it was coming, but like I felt the pain. I felt it's a sharp pain, almost like that someone has an ice pick and they're just sticking it between your bones. That's what it feels like. Just a real sharp pain. Hello, Rashad. How you doing? Oh, I saw another video today about brown eyes. They said that people with light color eyes have a higher pain tolerance than people with really dark brown eyes. So I thought that was interesting too. It was kind of neat. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think with your color eyes? If you got blue eyes or lighter color eyes? you have a high tolerance for pain, and then if you have dark eyes like brown or hazel or honey or um, they say espresso like a coffee color, not espresso, coffee. I think my eyes are kind of like the coffee. There's a shade between really dark brown, and then you get to coffee, and then then right after the coffee, there's a shade that's like a gray over the brown. That doesn't reflect light very much, almost like if you have a dark brown eye, and then there's like a matte gray film over that. So it doesn't really show the brown in the eye, but it's there. But I thought that was an interesting eye. We camped most of the summer. It was fun. Me hunting, not good this year. Tech issues with weapons. That won't happen again. I tried on $3. Oh my God, Henry, I'm shocked that you had tech issues on your weapons. Aren't you like always upgrading your weapons, cleaning them, and maintaining them? Was it technical issues with your trigger finger? was it frozen? No, you said this summer. You missed? Your eyes are hazel? Yeah, you got brown, so your pain tolerance is 0. Yeah. All my pain tolerance, like anywhere else, well, when my knees act up, that pain hurts. But actually, my pain tolerance it's not. Yeah, you're right. It's because of the brown eyes. But I want to say that, like, if it's just like a little scratch or something, it has to be a deep gash for it to really hurt, I guess. Oh, what I was going to say, morphine doesn't work on you, Miss Cat? Oh my God. The dentist, when they go and put that, what's that stuff? The lidocaine. Oh my God. I think the dentist thought like I was lying to him after like the third numbing shot of lidocaine. I think that's what it's called. Or whatever that stuff is they do to numb your gums. I could still feel them drilling and working on my teeth. Like that, my teeth would not freaking go numb. And I think he thought I was lying or something. Like eventually they had to like give me the gas, the NOS or whatever. But like I was getting a crown done, and I could feel them like it felt like she had a scalpel and she was like scraping, cutting my gum out. Like I can feel that pain, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like I had to yell at her. Plus, she had this weird look on her face, and but morphine, that's pretty strong, Miss Kathy. That's freaking like if you have a high tolerance for morphine, man. I mean, I think I don't have a problem with that, because I've had plenty of that in the hospital. That's darn. That would suck. Scope issues, crossbow. They see the light on the arrow and move away. Oh. You gotta go, why you so nosy? Okay, thanks for hanging out. It was good to see you. Hopefully you have a great week. Happy Sunday to you. Much love to you and your family. Henry says, we'll see you later. Yeah, that's God, morphine is like the last, isn't that like the last attempt to make you comfortable? I don't know if there's anything stronger than that. Does anybody know? Because I know that like usually after a surgery, that's like probably the most requested painkiller that there is, that people ask for. And especially, I mean, other than an induced coma, like really, like just put you out. I mean, you just because the pain's so bad, or just put you to sleep. Not necessarily a coma. That's kind of going overboard, but I guess just putting you to sleep is the probably the ultimate one, huh? So you were given as much as what was allowed, huh? Yeah, that's the only thing that I felt pain relief from, especially in what what I went through with surgeries and things like that. Accident. Um, so I was in one really bad accident, and that was like the best thing. Uh, I mean, it definitely works for me, but the dang dentist thing, we actually had to find a new dentist that uses like a light sedation. So I'm still aware and awake, but I'm not there, basically. So I'd rather have that while they work on my teeth than freaking all the shots in the gums, because that's just not fun. Plus, there was one time when I think I know it happens. It's not, I know this can happen, but they injected the pain serum, whatever that is, into a nerve, and it just like shocked my whole face. Like, oh God, that hurt so bad. Yeah, that stuff isn't good either. That stuff's addictive, especially if like you have a big trauma where you're in serious you get seriously injured. You have to be on that stuff for months and months. Like after my serious injury, I had to be on that for a good four months, and then I started getting addicted to it. Like I couldn't function without it, and then it started causing mood changes and anger, and just really turned me into an a-hole, really. And I finally saw it. Like you've got to step outside yourself and see how you're treating other people. And a good thing I was always able to do that with anything that I've gone too far deep into. I was able to step outside myself and actually see what I'm doing to others and myself. But yeah, you gotta know when enough is enough. As far as you know, you never had morphine to pain. Henry says, "Good morning, Rocher." And then Miss Kathy says, "Oh no, it's Rocher." Jeez, Mike was live for like 8 hours Saturday, guys. Friday. That was crazy because like I turned on his show when he started, and then I was watching for like a couple hours, and then I went outside and did some stuff in the garden. What else did I do? And then I went and got like the studio ready, and then I was doing some other stuff. And then I came back, and then Mike was still on, and then I went and like grabbed dinner, and then my hubby came home, and he goes, "Oh, I was talking to Mike and his show," and then he goes, "Is he still on?" And I'm like, "Let me look," and I pulled up the live. I'm like, "Oh my God, he's still there." I like checked in like 3 times. He's like, "That guy," he was just laughing. He says, "He's funny. He's funny." I was laughing. Rocher. Uh, yeah, he was laughing. But yeah, I mean, gosh, I think I've done a couple of lives like that. I don't know if I've ever gone past 9 hours. That's a long time to be live. So what else interesting have I seen? So the mermaid thing, that was really interesting. Um, there's a lot of people fixated on that I-6, whatever that comet thing is, meteor. Um, of course, the weather's going to get bad. It looks like in the tip of North Dakota and all the states to the west, I guess. God, they were saying like 3, 4. I saw like 3 and 4 feet of snow, like blizzard, like over 50-mile-an-hour winds, probably stronger. Um, like lots of snowfall, like soon, like really soon, and hopefully everybody's, especially over there where you're at, Henry. There's going to be a lot of stuff. Is there a lot of snow now where you're at? Gosh, hopefully you can stay warm. We have this crazy high 70s weather right now. It's crazy. It's really it's cool right now. It's 48 degrees. Um, I went outside earlier and lit the fire, and I had to put my pajama pants on because my legs were cold with shorts. I was like, oh, see, because I'm not used to. I've been here in the city for over 13 years, so my body's changed from the higher altitude where I used to live. So my tolerance has gone way low since I've lived here. It's like freaking the winter here doesn't even feel like winter. Honestly, it feels like almost like spring. It feels like spring right now here. The leaves are falling, but they're falling at a really slow pace. Uh, the tree is bare. It's losing leaves. Like I think I've raked twice in the past 2 days, and but the tree is still full of leaves, and just like the top portion of the tree is like losing the leaves, and the lower portion is still all green. Still, it's weird. But this winter is really weird here. It's warm. Henry says, have a Bronco Sport. It's really close to the ground. My Junker F-150 got sold. I've got 6 inches, maybe more. You got 6 inches already? Oh my gosh, Bronco. I used to love my Bronco. What's the Sport? Is that the smaller one? I used to have a 1996 XLT. That thing was awesome. God, I took that thing from Arizona to California. I took that thing. I threw my kayak in the back of it, and I went kayaking with that. I mean, I went to the mountains. I took it to the beach. Oh, that Bronco was awesome. I loved that Bronco. It had the turn radius was freaking awesome. And then later on, I ended up driving the Eddie Bauer edition. That thing sucked. It was supposed to be a better, more luxurious Bronco. I mean, from what it looked like, but it was crap. Like I would go back to that XLT any day, especially the 96, because the other versions had the mirrors that were like on a rack, but the 96, the mirrors were smaller, more compact. They weren't on those big wire rack things, a bracket. I didn't like those mirrors. You're gonna go lay down, Henry? Okay. Thanks for hanging out with us and chatting. Hopefully you sleep well and comfortably. Oh, the Sport it's a little wide. It's a little wider, huh? Well, you sleep well, Henry. Thanks for popping in. They came out with the new Bronco. Oh my gosh, I've seen that Bronco. It's like a little car. Isn't there two versions of it? Isn't there like a Bronco truck now too? Isn't there? Am I wrong? Or am I mistaken? Because there's I've seen the little version of the Bronco. It looks basically like a little Bronco SUV. But isn't there like a truck too with a bed? But yeah, I do like the Bronco. This is a new background, by the way. I was trying to go, I was anticipating going live around Christmas, before Christmas, but that never happened. So I created this background for that. I just put snowflakes in it and, you know, kind of like, I think then there's another scene where there's like candy canes in there, and just kind of coffee with a little bit of holiday cheer, sort of. Not that you know of. There's no Bronco truck, really? Oh, trying to think. What am I mistaking that one for the Rivian? Has anybody seen that electric truck called the Rivian? That thing's crazy cool. First time I seen one of those, I was at the coast, and I kept seeing a bunch of those. I'm like, what is that? I had to take a picture of one, send it to my hubby, because he knows, you know, he has a little, he has a little knowledge on some cars. So it's like, oh, that's an electric truck. Like, oh wow, that thing's cool looking. I saw them at the beach. Like, not everybody had one, but I saw a good amount of them on the road. They were kind of cool. Never seen one before. It's called Rivian, Rivian, I think is how it's spelled. Hey, babe. Try not to be too loud. Wake up my hubby. Uh, what else? What else did I saw? Oh, I came across another video they were talking about women doing implants in their bottom, right, their buttocks, and they're having complications with that. And apparently, if the body, so it's causing like a rot between the implant and the flesh, and it's causing a really bad odor. It's so there was like a video where they were showing women that were constantly perfuming themselves, like constantly, and I was like, God, that would be horrible to have like a rotting smell coming from that area all the time. I was like, oh my God, that's kind of scary when you alter your body in ways to enhance features. But that was like the first time I've heard anything about complications as far as the rear, the rump, right? But there was a woman who actually had the implants, and she said that she felt horrible in public because she could smell that there was like an odor coming from there, and she was always like spraying perfume, and she'd be embarrassed to go to the restroom because there was a horrible smell coming from that area, and she would be embarrassed, and so she had to use like a lot of perfume. It's like, that's so horrible. I feel so bad. People doing augmentations to their body, and it's just like the body's, I guess some people just don't take well to it, and it's just not meant to happen, not meant to be. back in the 70s, Ford had a car called a Maverick. Then a few years ago, they came out with a small truck called a Maverick. Never. I don't think I've ever seen one of those. Like, I can't keep up with all the new stuff, but when I was growing up, I paid attention to all the cars, and that was like the first thing I would look at was the emblem. And like I could tell you almost from far away, just barely able to see the emblem, what kind of car it was. Um, but now I'm clueless because there's so many new. Like a lot of the cars look alike. Shoot, they even came out with what was it? Was it a SUV BMW kind of thing? I mean, they look like all the other SUVs. Like all the SUVs look alike, and even the Jaguar SUV, that the one that's the autonomous driver one. That we got a lot of those here. Those things look like a regular SUV too. It's kind of cool that to see a Jaguar in that form, because I'm used to the old school of Jaguars, how they looked with the actual Jaguar emblem on the front. Growing up, I would occasionally see a Jaguar pass by on the road, but all these new cars, they all look alike to me. They do. So, ladies, any of you ladies, if you're watching, please think twice about getting uh, your your rump augmented. Just know that this is a possibility. That the body may not. I mean, I'd rather be safe than sorry, and just go ahead and do like the squats to get your booty muscular and perky like that, and that route, I guess. It's a lot of work though. Oh, and this one lady, apparently she wanted to get her implants done here in the States, but she said it was like way too expensive, so she went to TJ. She went down to TJ, and that surgeon freaking put breast implants in her buttocks, because when they pulled them out, they're like, she's like, the doctor was asking her, well, what did he say he was going to install? She goes, well, he said like, what was it, like 600 cc's or 600, was it 600 cc? He's all cc's, because that's what they put in your breasts. And he's like, oh my God. So when they did, she had them fix it or remove them. Sure enough, when they removed them, they were actually implants of saline, like the saline, but they were more like gel, probably not saline, but like that gel. And he showed her that this is what they should have used, because it looked like blue, and it looked like kind of like that neoprene stuff, but it was solid blue. It wasn't like a fluid looking bag of gel. It wasn't see-through. What they should have used was like this solid color blue stuff, padding, whatever that stuff is. Because it shouldn't jiggle. It's supposed to be more firm. And because he told her, "Can you like jiggle your rear for me?" And she's like hopping up and down, and it's like jiggling like a set of breasts. And they were like, "Oh no." So be careful. Don't go to TJ for augmentations. You don't know what they're gonna be putting in there. Obviously, they're not using the right what is that? The right tools. The goods aren't true. I won't be getting my rump lifted, says Miss Kathy. Miss Kathy says that it would look like, if they lifted her rump, it would look like boobs on your back. Oh, and then the scar. So the woman, so right above your two, where your buttocks is at. Right above is where they had to make the incision like that, and she had a tattoo right there, right at the tailbone. So what they did was, I guess she didn't want that tattoo anymore. So what they did was they went ahead and did the incision like that, and it looks like an M almost. So they made the incision like an M, and then what they did was they pulled the skin where the tattoo was down, and then they kind of covered it with they lifted up the skin from the buttocks, and then they covered the tattoo and sewed it like that. Um, so I thought, boy, all that trouble that poor woman had to go through. That's a scary surgery, honestly. Like, how do you sit on that? Like, how do you sit on a buttocks in augmentation? Like, how do you? I wonder what that feels like. Like, and then after, like, how long is it till you can't sit down? That you have to like not be sitting on that. I don't know. The body's an amazing thing, though. Looks like they would just get fat injected in their butts to be on the safe side. So that's the thing that was rotting, is the fat. So that was from another. I think that was from the explanation of where the smell would come from, because that fat was actually rotting. It would rot for some reason. That's what was causing the smell from the other women, not the one that had the botched surgery, the botched augmentation, but the other women having the augmentation, which is, you're right, they actually inject fat from the thigh area, the thighs, and they'll inject it into the buttocks. But that fat is what was rotting, and what was happening is the process of the fat rotting. It actually was causing it to eat the flesh from the inside. So it was like rotting and like eating the flesh, like rotting away the flesh and eating it. And then causing like a bad drainage, and that drainage was what the smell was, where the smell was coming from. So it was just like rotting really bad. So I can't imagine what that would smell like. I don't think I would want to. But yeah, that's usually how regular, kind of like putting, how women like to put a little plump in their lips. So they're just like injecting fat into the rear end, which is very interesting. I don't know. But yeah, so if you're thinking about doing that, ladies, just maybe think twice. I don't know. Some women, they have to have it. Have you guys seen any of these? Here, let me go here and show you guys. Have you seen these? These are like chocolate. This is a chocolate vodka bottle, and my hubby gives me one every night. He'll bring one to me. I haven't eaten it yet, but I like to figure out how to unpeel it, unwrap it. So this is how I like to do it. So just unwrap it like this. And you gotta find, if you're patient enough, you gotta find the seam where it was glued together, like right here. Gotta find this little seam. Then you gotta follow it down. I've learned patience with these because I get one almost every night. and I was just like, oh, I just like ripped it all open and just like tore and liquid flew. Um, but you could, if you can unwrap it, I unwrapped it perfectly last night. But here, this is what you got. You got like this chocolate bottle, and I like to just kind of like bite it like this, and then you have like a liquid. Put it right in your coffee. Hi, how you doing, Archie? Hmm. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. How you doing? Good to see you. Hmm. I think you can get those at Costco. They sell, it's like a box. Archie says, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, push that like button, guys. I'd appreciate it. It helps my channel grow. It like tickles the algorithm, and it really helps the channel to be seen. I appreciate that. Thank you, Archie. You're in church, Archie? What are you doing on your phone in church, huh? Thanks for stopping in, Archie. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Good to see you. Archie says, Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you, Archie. So yeah, you can get those little chocolate bottles in Costco. They come in a box, like, it's like, can't show you, but basically it's a flat box, and the doors in the front, they open like that. And then you have I think you have like 4 shelves inside, and those shelves have, I don't know, maybe 10 bottles a shelf, maybe 15, maybe 10. But anyways, it's a bunch of different liquors. It's rum and vodkas. There's no tequila in those. It's brandy, rum, and vodka, I believe. That's pretty good. And they're really fun to eat. They also sell like a it's like a plastic tub, see-through, and it says Candies Chocolates of the World. If you can find those, oh my God, buy it. Those are the best chocolates. If I was to go to Costco, I would look straight for those. It's probably like $25, I think, for that tub, but it's full. It's full, and each candy is a chocolate candy, and the wrapper has like a different country, I guess, on it, or I think it's countries, but it's like chocolates around the world. So it's really cool. It's kind of fun. It's a fun thing. It'd be a fun gift to give too. So what else? What else have I seen around the inner tubes? So that there was the fairies. I thought that was interesting. The Hat Man. The Hat Man was crazy. If you guys have known me for a while, you know I've had a couple stories with the Hat Man where I've actually seen the Hat Man. Let's see, once. I want to say twice. Once while I was living with my mother, and then the second time was in a dream. The first time was in the theta state, kind of like in a sleep paralysis almost. But it wasn't scary. I've been through a lot of sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis is only um, the um, the gateway to having an out of body experience. So people freak out about the sleep paralysis. They take it to a dark place, but it's actually um, whatever you're scared of, and you're having sleep paralysis. You're going to create that because you're in the. I This is the best way I can describe it. You have a foot in this. You have a foot in this reality and a foot in the other. Um, okay, a foot in this world, a foot in the astral world, the spiritual world, whatever. You're kind of like teetering in between. And if you like watch scary movies and you're into all that crap and you're actually scared of it, you're scared to walk alone in the dark at night, in the forest or down an alley, and you're not really scared of a person being there that could possibly rob you. You're more scared of like an entity that could possibly be there. Then that's what you have in your mind. Then when you're having a sleep paralysis and you're thinking about all that stuff that could be trying to come get you, then that's what you're probably going to experience. Anyways, they were this the Hat Man. So it was kind of like in a sleep paralysis the first time I seen the Hat Man, but I was actually looking through my eyelids at the wall in the room, and in that wall was a blue square with the light coming shining through it like a blue glow, and then the silhouette of a man with a hat looking through the window into the room. And what was weird was I knew that I was in kind of a sleep paralysis because I could still hear everything going on in the room, but I could see into the astral, like the astral. Well, I was looking right through my freaking eyelids, so I was halfway in the astral, halfway in the material world, and my parents were in the room. So the foot of my bed was pointing to my feet were pointing towards the wall that separated my bedroom to my parents' bedroom, and they were both when I was looking through my eyelids at that darn Hat Man, looking into my room through that blue square. It felt like there was something else with them, like he had like a little companion that was not very big, but whatever it was in my parents' room, disturbing them and making them like if they were having a sleep paralysis. You know when you're moaning and trying to get out of it, like you're trying to wake yourself up because you're freaking out. They were both doing that at the same time. And as I was focused on the man looking into the room at I don't know if he was looking right at me. I couldn't see his face or anything. But anyways, um, I felt something go from my parents' room through the freaking wall. Like literally, I don't know how I knew it. I felt it, but it like jumped through the wall. The wall was like a wood paneling. It wasn't. The house was brick, but between the separating the two rooms was like this cheap, thin wood paneling stuff. Anyways, this thing jumped through the wall onto my dresser, and like I just knew it. It jumped through, and I wasn't looking that way, but I knew it in a weird way. And that darn freaking little thing, whatever it was, jumped from the dresser onto my bed, and I actually felt it jump onto my bed and start walking on my bed. And that's what freaked me out because I'm like, okay, shit's getting real. What the- and then I don't know what happened after that. I don't know honestly. Um, I probably like blacked out. I don't know, but that was my first experience with the Hat Man because I watched a video recently about other people's experience with the Hat Man. One guy actually like talked to the Hat Man, was like obsessed with it, which was weird in a weird way. It was weird. I never heard. an experience like that anybody actually was able to talk to one and like talk to one often. I thought that was weird. That's more information than I've ever heard about one, anyways. But the second time was actually here in this house, and this time, this time, the Hat Man was actually very visible in the light in my bedroom. But for some reason, where the bed is at, our bed is the way it's facing. The foot of the bed is facing towards a wall and the entrance to the bedroom. And the wall, I want to say, is about 3.5 feet from the foot of the bed to the wall. But in my dream, the foot of the bed and the wall were like 7 to 8 feet long. So the room looked longer. And the darn frickin', there was a man in a suit wearing that same kind of hat. It's like a straight brim hat. And his suit was light beige. And his face was real pale. And he didn't have a lot of features. It was just kind of like, his face was kind of like this. Just kind of like stretched. And just like no lines, no... and he was just sitting in the chair, just staring at me. It's like, what the hell? What are you doing in my room? And then, I don't know, it was just kind of weird after that. And then those were the two with the Hat Man. So I was just like, I stumbled across these videos from this same channel where she was doing telling stories of people, submitted stories about glitches in the Matrix. And then I found that she did one on the Hat Man, a few, actually several. And then actually, if any of you know what Moldavite is, she actually did one on Moldavite and was like not very familiar with the stone. And honestly, I was kind of perplexed about people's experiences with the Moldavite. Hang on a second, I need to clear my throat. So they were talking about Moldavite, and when I lived in Idaho, that's when all that stuff started actually happening. When I lived in Idaho with the astral travel stuff, I went into like a one of those crystal shops that sell tarot and crystals and grimoires and incense and all that kind of stuff. I just walked in there, and I don't know why I felt like I went in there, and I don't know if I went there specifically looking for Moldavite, but I actually spotted some in a display case. Where you had to ask them to open it from the back side to pull out, like a jewelry store. Anyways, I saw a little piece of Moldavite. I think I was just like, I heard about it and I was like curious about it. It's an actual piece of a meteor that came down, and people have been selling it. Back then it was really cheap, but now it's like freaking way overpriced, like $80 for like a little piece like that. Like even way smaller. You're gonna pay $80, $90, $100 for like a piece like real small, like the size of a dime. It's ridiculous. Anyways, it was ever since I touched that Moldavite, because the instant that I touched it, my whole spine started spinning. Like I felt where they call that the Kundalini. I felt that sensation all the way up to my head, and then I felt lightheaded, like I almost was going to faint. And so I ended up purchasing that stone, and I ended up taking it home. Well, I think back then, so my understanding of it was to help with, to help with, communication with like guides and things like that, possibly ET, whatever I was into back then. But it was since then that I realized something happened because in this recent video, there was a lady that said to be careful buying Moldavite because it makes you a beacon of light where you're seen, and it draws like entities towards you. And if you don't have a clear intention while you're using that stone, you could be misusing it, and they'll be feeding off your energy in a way. And another explanation about it was that basically if you're not stable and you buy this stone or you have this stone, apparently it'll cause pure chaos in your life. So it'll bring out all of your everything that's wrong in your life. It'll intensify it like times 10, and you'll just kind of just slowly like just sabotage yourself, because it's so intense, and it's just kind of like almost like on the verge of going crazy. But that didn't happen to me, because I was like trying to understand when all this stuff started happening, this kind of weird stuff, and it was since I freaking held that Moldavite. And a lot of people say my Moldavite disappears from every now and then, and this has actually happened to me. I lost my Moldavite here for, oh my God, I want to say almost like 8 months. And one day I was cleaning out the dryer, and there's the lint trap that's there, and I stuck my hand down behind it. I was really trying to get all the lint and the debris that gets caught around the lint trap, and there's like a little space in between the lint trap and the dryer. And I like was sticking my fingers. I thought I felt like some rocks. I'm like, ooh, it's getting stuck back here. And I pulled this thing out, and it was my Moldavite. It was stuck in the dryer for a long time, like stuck in that spot, that little crevice. And I'm like, oh my God, poor Moldavite. You've been like tumbled so many times in this heat, and I'm a horrible owner of this poor stone. And I put it somewhere and I forgot where I put it. But I don't feel the sensation anymore when I touch it. But I was thinking, some people are like, be careful with that stuff. And then, in the comments, they're like, I'll never buy that stuff. And they're like, throw your Moldavite away. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I have mixed feelings, because it didn't like make my life chaotic, but it did turn it upside down a little bit, but in a way that I didn't sabotage myself. I did become a recluse because of it. It did open up something in my life that I wasn't ready for, and I didn't understand what was happening. So, but I mean, I didn't ruin myself. it just turned me into a recluse, to where I just didn't want to be around people. So, and I'm kind of still that way too, but it's not because of the Moldavite. It's just it kind of felt like it opened up something about me that made me real sensitive. So that's why I don't like being around a lot of people a lot. But I don't know. I don't really blame it too much on the stone, but I think it has a little bit to do with some of that. Because I did feel a sensation when I touched it for the first time. I did feel something, and not everybody feels that, and some people can't handle it. But anyways, I thought that was interesting with the Moldavite. And it's like half and half. Some people are like, I'll never buy that stone, and some people are like, I always wear this stone. So it's not for. And then I've seen comments that are talking about it's not for everybody. So it's just whatever you believe in. I never really believed in any of that stuff, and that's what actually got me into studying out-of-body experiences, and it pushed me towards searching for any kind of information I could find. to practice the out of body experiencing. And I did find a book and actually did practice and successfully was able to separate from the body. And then this is when I've seen, if you guys know me, I've said this before, way in the past when I first started my channel, the things that I saw in my apartment, and I could never get an explanation for what I saw during one experience where half the room was split horizontally by a fine thin like a silver line, almost like the cord, but it was separated by like a glowing line, and the top half of the apartment that I lived in looked like it was run down and cracked, and the walls were gray. And then the bottom half of my apartment looked like my apartment in real time, with even because I had a fish tank in the apartment, and the fish tank was like separated by that line. So the top half of the fish tank wasn't even there. The bottom half of the fish tank was there with the light on in there, and I could see the brown in the carpet. I could see my computer desk, but the wall, the top half of the wall was gray and cracked, like it was condemned to the apartment, or old, like, or in the future. I don't know what the heck I was seeing, but I always keep my ears open for experiences with people who do astral traveling to see if anybody describes anything like that, because I'd like to see if someone has a good explanation for what I was seeing. Was I seeing the future and the present? Or I've heard a lot lately that the past, present, and future are all happening in the present moment. Like now that time doesn't exist. So if that's the case, then if I was living in that present moment, then I was in the present, and possibly, I don't know, the past doesn't make sense, because unless that whole apartment building was renovated, and I was maybe seeing into the past, or what it's going to become in the future. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really, I'm not losing sleep over that. It's just when I see, if I run across any out of body experience videos, I pay attention to that stuff, only because I've experienced stuff like that, and not only in my apartment, but it started happening just naturally after that, just without me even trying, where I would just sit up right out of my body while I was camping, and then the whole landscape would change and it would look different. And just like stuff like that, or seen through the eyelids, kind of stuff like that. So all that started when I held that darn Moldavite. I don't think it was happening before any of that, because I'm trying to really rewind my life. But anyways, it was really interesting. I've had a lot of interesting things happen in my life, and I think being here in the city really helps me keeps me confined in one little spot, unless I go out in public. I'm in my comfort zone, I guess, but I would like to get out more, but I just gotta like really just do it. But being around other people is just weird for me. Just really weird. All right, who's still in here listening? Who's anybody have anything to say? Or are you guys just sitting there laughing at me, saying that I'm full of beans? Yeah, I've talked about this stuff before, and I really don't talk about it a whole lot, but this is the kind of stuff, like with the Moldavite, that just brought back a bunch of memories that I thought I'd reshare. Just because this is why I talk about it, because I've had experience with it that I think, in my mind, in my belief, There's a lot more that came along with that, but I just gave you a little bit of what I experienced with it. And so when I come across stuff like this, I'm curious to see what other people, what their experiences are, and you can kind of tell if someone's from your experience, and then hearing theirs, you could either relate or not. You're just like, oh, that's interesting. That's something different. Um, whether anybody believes you or not, it's not about that. It's about what you believe and your experience. That's all that really matters. Um, it's up to the other people to do their own research, and like if you want to try, see if that works for you. I mean, you got to go do it and see for yourself. You can't make anyone believe anything unless that they've gone through it themselves. I think that it's interesting. I've also run across people who have driven through. God, what state was that? Is it Texas? Is it a place in Texas where they're talking about a gas station that they've stopped at, and everything looks like it's back in time. The cars that are there and the way people are dressed, and then them trying to go back and not finding that gas station again. Anybody hear anything about that? That would fall into the category of glitch in the matrix. There's several experiences that I've heard recently about something like that, like a phantom gas station. I think that's interesting too. I think there's also another place on the way to Utah that's kind of anomalous that happens out there. I mean, there's plenty of anomalies out here in the desert. It's just I would think that they're everywhere. It just depends, if your mind is not stuck on your phone and your troubles and your bills and your freaking kids, your payments, all that. If you can find the time to get out and just, not that you're looking for an anomaly, but people are so busy with everyday life, the machine that you got to be a cog in the wheel that makes the machine run. When you're busy being a cog in the wheel making the machine run, you don't have time to really unwind and really be free in nature or wherever it is you are. So anyways, it looks like my StreamYard is working really good now. And I think hopefully I fixed it by uninstalling the old Microsoft. So if anybody's having problems with StreamYard, because it hasn't cut out once, the video hasn't cut out once and no glitching. I actually have two windows open. I haven't tried to pull up anything else. I've got the two windows open and seems like everything's working fairly decent. So I think if anybody doesn't have anything else to say, I think I'm going to shut it down. But yeah, I'm going to probably go live maybe later, and we're going to paint. So I need to start putting together an inventory to get it ready for next year. So and I need to practice. I have a subject that I want to paint, and I need to practice. So if you guys are interested, keep an eye out for that, the next live. And if I go on later on today, so I'm not even tired. It's four here. Maybe in the next 8 hour, and maybe in 8 hours or so. I don't know. Whenever I get up, we'll be in the studio next time. So I got it all set up. It's ready to go. Anyways, that's gonna be the next live is a painting. So I want to do like an abstract, and some, it's gonna be something very rich and colorful and beautiful. And just I need to practice with this subject, and you'll know when I go live. I don't want to say anything right now until we're there, but we'll do that. We're just gonna go with the flow and see what happens with that. So whoever's all in here, thanks for coming in and saying hello. And there was a few people that I hadn't seen in quite a while, and I really appreciate people coming back after a long time and saying hello. It's nice. So we will talk to you guys later. I appreciate everybody coming. I appreciate the members of the channel. We just gave away 5 memberships tonight. And I think later on in the arts in the studio, I'll give out 5 more before the new year. So thank you, Rashad and Archie, for coming in, and Miss Kathy and Mike and Henry. Henry went to bed. And Frankie popped in, and Archie, and Why Are You So Nosy popped in, and Eyes of Art popped in. Let's see who else popped in. So we gave 5 memberships away to Nez, JM, Stevie B, Nancy, and Wendy. Wendy Jane Watson. Okay, that's a name I'm not familiar with. For the JM and MJ. Well, congratulations, you guys, and we'll see you guys soon. Hopefully, you have a wonderful Sunday, and hopefully you're having some coffee. And if I don't see you again, have a great week. I love you. We'll see you guys later. John P. Brother, thanks for popping in. Good to see you. Okay, so yeah, we'll see you guys later. Much love to you, John P. and your family. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. And have a wonderful, beautiful Sunday. We'll see you guys later.